What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Respectfully. I am your host, Cam Farmer, and I got two very special guests with me today. I have Miss Shynece Aldridge and Miss Shariah Aldridge, who are two very important people in my life, man. I've had the pleasure of knowing them since freshman year. Shanice was at West Georgia freshman year, but through Shariah, you know, a lot of FaceTime calls and whatnot. I
Yeah,
had the opportunity to meet her and things of that nature. So I'm excited for them to be on this podcast. How are you guys? You guys good?
I'm great. How are you?
Can't complain, man. You know what I'm saying? Just shutting up, getting money, getting out the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
We're
I don't blame
hanging in
you.
there, Cam. It's been a little crazy. It's been a crazy semester. Shanice's about to graduate in four
Yes.
days.
Put
And
some
it's
respect
just,
on her name.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's just been a little hectic, but it's been a good semester.
Good,
Yeah, we'll
good.
get into it.
I'm glad, man. I know you guys have done a lot. Shanice, I know you've done a lot your entire time at Kennesaw. Shoot,
I
even
did.
before that, you know what I mean? Shariah,
I did.
likewise, I know y'all have been doing a lot. So I guess I'm gonna just start out with this question. I mean, I know Shanice, you're graduating in just a few short days. Um, Talk about what's been your mindset, in terms of going into this process, this transition in your life, because you're graduating and I know you're gonna see all your friends again and things of that nature. But
Hmm.
what's been your mindset like, now that you're about to graduate?
Yeah, I think it honestly goes back to freshman year, how like I just wasn't comfortable where I was at. It was kind of like I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable, but like somebody who's young, just going to college, like I didn't know what I was doing. So like I was like, I'm too far from home, but I went home every weekend. Don't get me wrong, I made that drive, but it was a long one. But I think now it's kind of like I've grown and I now not as shy as I was, so I can pretty much thrive in any environment I'm in. So I think like once I graduate and like get in different environments and like just meet new people, it'll kind of just be like a refresher, kind
Sure,
of.
sure.
Let's talk about Shanice's first time at KSU.
Oh
The
my
first time
gosh.
she visited was that one night freshman year where all the power went out in all the dorms, and it was Friday the 13th. And I
I
remember
remember that.
because there was somebody. This was at the time where like the people dressing up in clowns was a popular thing, and somebody like yelled, "Oh my gosh! Like there's a clown in the hallway!" And we all ran into the room, and that was Shanice's first KSU experience. She was like, "Oh, like this is ghetto. This is
Like we
crazy."
had ended up just
But
playing red light, green light in the middle of the hallway. No lights, no nothing. If you ran into something,
just
oh well.
vibes, just
That's
vibes.
wild,
And I
bro.
think at that point, Shanice was like, "Yeah,
I
KSU is
gotta
the
come
place for me."
here.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, I remember. No, I remember that power outages. Was that? Wait, was that the one? Because we had two power outages the freshman year. Was that during the fall semester or was that during the spring semester?
Yeah,
It
that
was
was fall.
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 It was
Okay.
It
fall.
was right
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. I remember
That's
that one. Yeah,
crazy.
that was. Whew, that was a. That was
I
a
don't know.
time.
People were tripping that day. I don't know what was in the air. Somebody was said the light it's too dark. Somebody turned on the lights during a power outage. Somebody
Hey,
actually tried
man.
to turn on the lights. So
And that was a great first impression for me.
yeah, it was
All
funny.
right.
It was great.
Speaking of freshman year, with that particular story, Shanice, like, I know, because I know you were at West Georgia. Did you automatically, like, after that power outage, that time where you were there the first time, was that like the first time you automatically regretted your decision to go there, like to West Georgia?
I'm gonna say no. I think it was like I think that was my big decision on why I should come to Kennesaw, but not
Yeah,
necessarily why I didn't like West Georgia. I like
sure.
the like friend environment that they had here and like just visiting them, like I knew I would always have a good time. When I was at West Georgia, it was kind of like West Georgia's a party school. So like when I straight out of high school, I wasn't partying, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't doing any of that. Like lost friends because I wasn't doing it. Like it was kind of just like, oh, like that's the type of person you want me to be, I'm not gonna do that. So
Right.
it was kind of like I just had no family, nobody to call, like hang out with, anything like that. So it was kind of like, because I grew up in high school with a very diverse friend group and just
Right.
hung out all the time with friends, literally every single weekend. So when I got there, it was kind of just like, this is what it's like. I don't want to do this no more.
And
So
the diversity. You want to touch
the
on the
di- the
diversity at
diversity
West Georgia?
part, the diversity was a big thing. It was
Yeah.
no diversity. I was like, I'm pretty sure now it's a little better, but the demographics back then, it was bad. It was,
Oof.
you walk into a Walmart and they act like they've never seen somebody like you, and I'm just like, I can't even shop for eggs without you staring at me. How about you pay for them? You can pay for them. Put them on your tab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
was a lot, but yeah.
yeah, no, I agree. So Shariah, like when you knew that when you and your family knew that Shanice was kind of experiencing this stuff at in Carrollton, because Carrollton, is we know what
It's
Carrollton
Carrollton.
is. You know what I'm saying? We know what Carrollton is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So like how did you all because Shanice, you didn't officially enroll in Kennesaw until that next August, right?
Yes, in the middle of COVID. Yeah.
Got you. So how did that all kind of uh turn around for you, like Shariah? Like how did you convince Shanice outside of the power outage situation to come to Kennesaw?
Well, Cam, I knew that when we graduated high school and Shanice was going
Here she go.
to another college than me, I knew that was gonna
Okay.
work. So I don't understand why she thought we could separate,
Yeah.
but she did, and look where she ended up. I just knew from the very first day that we were moving her into that dorm, yeah, she's gonna end up at Kennesaw. But I had to let her have that experience. I had to let her think that she could be away from me
She's
for
dramatic.
so long, and she made it back. But I will say I was a bit concerned for her out in Carrollton because it was like it's nothing like McDonough where we came from. Like it was nothing to do. There was not much diversity. Like she said, we grew up with a very diverse friend group. So I didn't. I knew that she wasn't going to thrive in that environment. It was just a matter of time. But sometimes you have to let people figure things out for themselves. She listens to me sometimes, but if she wants to make a decision, she's going to go ahead and make it.
Yeah.
And here we are. But once she said she wanted to come to Kennesaw, I'm like, okay, like she ended up taking a gap semester and took classes at Gordon for a little bit, and then she knew she wanted to come to Kennesaw. So it was just like, it was a matter of time. And of course, when she came, we lived together with our other wonderful roommates.
Yeah.
And here she
Yeah.
is, thriving at Kennesaw, joining
Absolutely.
organizations,
Yeah.
doing graduation.
Clap it up for the fan favorite.
I do want to mention that she
Yeah.
also changed her major to my major.
Okay.
She graduated.
First of all, she's being dramatic. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you exactly why I changed my major to
That's
psychology.
crazy.
Let me give you a backstory. So, yes, it's the same major as her, but I was a biology major pre-med track for 3 years.
Yeah.
When I got to organic chemistry and physics, took them in the same semester, barely passed the classes, and you want me to take a second level? I'm not doing that. So I was like, I gotta do something else. I can't. And psychology was the only major that has a lot of free elective spaces, and that wasn't gonna push me back. It actually put me a semester before I was supposed to graduate with my biology degree. So I was like, let me just switch to psychology so most of my 99% of my credits can transfer over instead of me changing a major that's not going to do anything with the classes I have now and graduate 3 years later. So it was kind of
Yeah.
like this was the only major that was able to just accommodate the classes I've already spent thousands of dollars on. So
Yeah.
Shariah, you
she's being
good?
dramatic.
That's
Oh, I was about to
She's being
say.
dramatic. Because she know we had that conversation before I switched. She's being so dramatic.
Yeah. But don't you think having, two psychology majors, in the family, like isn't that like that's good, right? Like that's
Yeah, Shanice thinks she can analyze everybody's issues in the
I
house.
do. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know what people are thinking about. So I'm going to ask
You
some questions.
you ever seen that movie with Taraji P. Henson? It's called What Men Want.
Oh wait, no. I thought you were gonna. Well, I do know that movie, but I thought you were gonna say another movie. I thought you were gonna talk about
Hidden Figures?
No, the one where she goes, she's crazy for the man.
Acrimony.
Yes,
I've
Hey,
never seen it.
that's a
hey,
crazy movie.
acrimony, man.
That's
That's a
some
movie,
psycho
bro.
stuff. Yeah.
That's psycho, man. But here's the ironic thing. That's really like situations like that happen like that in real life for real. Like when you don't trust your man. That's not a relationship podcast, but we'll talk about this later. You know what I'm saying? No, like for real though, like when you don't believe in your man, and then he
Yeah.
goes off and he succeeds and he gets all this money. Now you want everything. Like he gets a new woman. He's a multimillionaire, and then now you trying to kill this woman. It's like, bro, you didn't
Yeah.
even want him. That's not the
Because
point.
she
The
ended up
point
off the
is,
boat. But yeah.
yeah, nah, Taraji, she bad. But anyways, nah. But no,
Bye.
that's good though. So like, first, wait, she's alright.
I said bye because you called her
Oh
fine.
no,
Bye.
I said she was bad, respectfully,
Same difference.
meaning her.
Respectfully.
Taraji.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Taraji we talking about. Like this is the Karate Kid's mom. This is anyway. That's not what we talking about. We talking about
Yeah.
you and Shariah. So fast forward to Kennesaw, Shynece. I first met you in person October 2020, which is when I visited Shariah for the first time during COVID. This was our sophomore year of college. Y'all were staying at U Point,
Mm-hmm.
and I think because your roommates, Courtney, Carmen, was India in there, or was she
India was our roommate. Courtney was not our roommate.
Courtney was our roommate for a little bit when we lived on campus.
right? Right.
Remember
Okay.
for those couple weeks before we got
I
thrown
remember
out
that.
because of COVID.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
So like how and I guess and this is a question for both of you. How has being on the same campus, such as Kennesaw, how is being on the same campus, uh, knowing you all are a lot alike, but you all are different in your own way, in my personal opinion. But how has been on you know been on being on the same campus influenced your success within the classroom and outside of the classroom?
Hmm.
I think I think it's all about getting comfortable with your campus. It's
Yeah.
kind of like get outside your house, go do something, just go do homework. It's so easy to just make friends once you just get out and do something. So I think for me, it was kind of like once you get comfortable with the campus, it's like you just want to do everything. Like you see other people like having fun with their friends. Like, where'd you meet? Oh, same student organization. Let me try. So it's like, and then you start joining a whole bunch of different stuff. You start doing a whole bunch of different stuff. And like when people just say like congratulations, it's kind of like, wow, like I actually did something. And like now when you're graduating and you look back at everything that you've done, it's kind of like I did a lot. And I can genuinely say, like walking out of Kennesaw, that I am satisfied with everything I've done.
You
Right.
didn't even mention me. I have to say that I think that Shynece coming to Kennesaw, I was definitely really excited. I thought we would be graduating kind of at the same time, but things changed. Like she said, she changed her major a couple of times, or one or two times, things like that. But I will say, her being on this campus, I think it was easier for me being here first. I was able to introduce her to a couple of people, get her started. It's hard to start when you literally don't know anybody. So
Right.
I introduced her to a lot of my friends. She met all of you guys, and
Yeah.
then she branched out and made her own friends and made her own friends. But I think us being twins expands our network a lot, because it's like if you know her, you know me, or if you know me, you know her. So that made it really easy to expand our network in college a lot, especially since we did join some of the same organizations. I will say I really, really, really did enjoy having my own graduation party,
Oh my.
because usually, birthdays, we've been sharing them for what, 22 years? And
That's
I ate that up when it was just my graduation party. I'm like, yeah, I'm graduating. It's my day. I'm excited. And now she gets her own day. This is the only celebration we've had our whole lives that hasn't been connected
Together.
together. So
right.
yeah, pretty
Right.
cool stuff.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's the I think one of the things that was really dope, especially for speaking for everybody that has come into contact with you all, was your energy, right? And that not only translated into into your, academic careers, but also into your extracurriculars. So like
Hmm.
volleyball. What first of all, I guess I'm gonna ask this, like what about volleyball intrigued you both about wanting to pursue or be a part of that team, or pursue a leadership position within that team? Like what about the sport led you all to do that?
For me, I really loved it in high school. I wasn't, my high school wasn't super, super big on sports. So, like, I loved the sport and I knew I wanted to play in college, but not super, super competitively. Like, I knew I didn't want to try out for the Kennesaw volleyball team, but I did want to play club. So, I tried out for club. I started the season, and the president, she was actually preparing to graduate. And she said, guys, like, I just don't have time. Somebody has to step up. And I'm like, I'm a freshman. I just got here, but I want to play volleyball. Like, I don't want to see the club just die. It's an organized club. We play a lot of different schools. We play UGA, we play Emory, we play Auburn, we play all these good schools, and it's a really good organization. I'm like, a lot of girls want to play, and they don't, have the time or capacity to be on the real volleyball team. So I said, I'll do it. Granted, I didn't know what I was getting myself into at the time. It turned out to be a very big learning experience. A lot goes into running a club, especially, when you have to book tournaments, you have to order jerseys, you have to make sure dues are collected, you have to make sure you schedule practices. So it's a lot that goes into it that I don't think I realized when I signed up, but I'm glad I did. I really am. It taught me a lot. And then when Shynece came, I asked her to be our club treasurer. So that took a lot of responsibility off my back and helped me a lot. And it added to her resume as well. So I feel like it was, I definitely love the sport. I love it enough to where I was willing to be involved and do a lot more extra work than my teammates had to do, just so they could come and play. So as you know, right now I'm still involved with volleyball a lot. So I definitely carried with me until after college. But I
Yeah.
definitely knew that I wanted to make sure I could play and that everybody else who wanted, to be involved in some kind of sport in college, they were able to play too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I
Um.
think for me, it was kind of just like I love being a part of a team. Like
Yeah.
I love the team bonding. I love people that you can just have fun with on and off the court. So I think for me, it was kind of more of just being a part of a team. Like we're all here for the same reason. We all want to win. So it's like when you go into practice with the same mindset, it just makes practice so much better. You're able to have fun and not be serious all the time, but like still get your skills that you need to get, practice, and just play. We play out of state, we play in state, and tournaments are all day, but it's kind of just like we have fun. So I
Yeah.
think for me, it was just I love being a part of a team.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, Shanice, like, were you ever like involved? Was there ever an interest in volleyball, like Shariah? When she was in high school, like, was there on your end? Was there ever an interest in volleyball that led you to, want to be a part of this?
Yeah, so we started playing in seventh grade.
Oh wow.
So that's when it was kind of like I'm not gonna lie, I went into tryouts not knowing nothing. She told me to set. I said, "What is that?" I was embarrassed, but it was in seventh grade when we started playing, and it was just so much fun, and I was just like, I just have to keep going. And like when you get into high school, and everyone loves athletes, everyone wants to be friends with athletes. It's like I get to walk around with a jersey. Everybody wants to walk around school with a jersey on. Like let's just be so for real.
Yeah. No
So
facts.
I think like from seventh grade to the end of high school, it was kind of just like, why would I want to stop now? Like, I feel like this is not enough. Like, I just
Right.
want to keep going. So I did take a year off because like West Georgia didn't have a club team, and then I went to Gordon, and of course they didn't have one either. So when I got to Kennesaw, I was actually very hesitant on doing it because I was just like, what am I signing up for? Because high school, now looking back at it, high school volleyball was easy. Like, let's just
Yeah.
be for real. So when I got here, I was just like, what am I signing myself up for? And she was like, no, like, do it. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
here I am.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I agree. Was there like a fear of the unknown part? Because when you came to Kennesaw, you didn't do it for like 2 years. So was there like a
Yeah.
like you said you didn't know what you were getting yourself into? Like was there like a fear of how am I going to exceed expectations? How am I going to meet these expectations? Am I going to fail my sister? Like was there like any type of anxiety or nervousness with that?
Definitely wasn't worried about failing Shariah.
Good,
You
good.
know. But I think it was more of like when you're in high school and you're in middle school, you're also in classes with these people. Like these are people that you've grown up with that you just know already. You get to try out and you just get to chat. When you get into college, it's like I've never seen these people ever in my life. So it's kind of just like, what's the dynamic gonna be? What's the environment gonna be like? How are people's attitudes gonna be? Because like, granted, I came from West Georgia where I didn't know anybody, never talked to anybody for real. I had a
Yeah,
couple friends, but like that was it. So I think coming here, I was kind of just like iffy, and I'm just like, how are these people gonna act like this and that? But I loved them. It was my first year was so fun. I loved it.
good. Yeah. So, um, when you think about volleyball and its kind of like its impacts on in the country, for which I know we talk a lot about college football and college basketball, but nobody is talking about college or volleyball. And I want to say it was like the University of Iowa or Nebraska. It was some
Mm-hmm.
college
Yeah.
up north or something like that where they literally had a volleyball tournament or a volleyball match in their football arena, and a
Yeah.
lot of people
Yeah.
a lot of people came out for that. So as connoisseurs of volleyball such as yourselves, like how did that make you feel, to see that spotlight that volleyball is getting, in particular with college sports?
I think it's cool. I think it's a growing sport for sure. I think it hasn't always been as popular as it is. And
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to do a lot more with professional volleyball too. Like the Atlanta Vibe is becoming really popular. And I know even where I coach at Tsunami, they have Atlanta Vibe will come in and do clinics for us. I feel like they're really trying to prepare the younger the younger girls to be more competitive when it comes to college sports, when it comes to professional volleyball. So I think it's changed a lot. I think it really has. Our volleyball team, KSU's volleyball team, did really good this year.
Yeah.
It excites me. I'm glad that there's more attention coming to the sport. It really is a fun sport. Everybody loves to watch volleyball.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
if you don't, then
I think I used to watch University of Southern California
Mm,
every single day. Like I would watch games from I think this was in like 2018. I was watching games from like 2015, 2016, every single one of their games. I loved University of Southern California. And I had like my favorite players, but I think with volleyball going worldwide, there's some states that are very big on volleyball because that's literally all you have to do down there because there's nothing else.
right.
Whereas like the South, we have football, we have basketball. Like there's bigger sports than volleyball. So I think like the northern states bringing it down to the South and playing teams in the South is getting a little more like recognition because Nebraska is a very very great team. And when they played teams like Florida and stuff like that, it's like bring it to the South. So I definitely wish that volleyball was a bigger sport because it is really really fun to watch. But I think it's growing, like Shariah
Yeah.
said. I do think it's growing.
No, absolutely. I agree. So like with both of you all being involved with volleyball, and both of you all have been involved in leadership positions within the club volleyball. How has the your energy, your positive and enthusiastic energy, with being president, and Shanice, you're vice president, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like how?
um,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like how has your energy and your interactions with the people that you are in a way like managing, how is that translated into your other endeavors? Like Shariah, I know you're advising coordinator. Shanice, I know you have you were an orientation leader. I would know. I
Mm-hmm.
was one with you. You
Right.
know, like so, like how has your leadership, both of your leadership styles, affected your success in your other leadership positions within Kennesaw?
Yeah, I think for me, I definitely knew that after I graduated Kennesaw, I wanted to continue to stay involved in volleyball. And I was very encouraged by my coach in college to start coaching volleyball. So I started coaching volleyball. Last year was my first season coaching. I coached 14-year-olds. I loved them. It was such a unique experience because it's like, okay, I'm coaching these girls, but I'm also reliving what it's like to be a 14-year-old girl. Kind of just falling in love with the sport, kind of figuring it out. So that was a really big learning experience for me. And at the end of the season, I'm just kind of reflecting, what can I do better as a coach? What can I improve on for next season? And I'm sitting down one day and I, get a text from one of my players. Um, and she says, hey, like I know the season's over, but I just wanted to reach out and say, you've been such an amazing coach this year. I wasn't, even really excited about playing volleyball. I wasn't even, I had a lot.
No, it's still going.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry, Shanice received a call.
Oh no,
Anyways,
you're good. You're good.
um, but yeah, no, she just texted me. She said, I had a lot going on, and I didn't even know if I really wanted to be here anymore. But you made volleyball a safe place for me, and you really saved my life. You really changed my life. So that really touched me as a coach. Especially with 14-year-old girls. You want to make sure they're loving the sport and having fun. And choosing a balance between discipline and actually building confidence and being a a big sister figure for them almost. That was a hard balance to find. So that was very encouraging. I feel like being a leader on the Kennesaw volleyball team and running that team for a couple of years really helped me to step into my coaching position. And I think that reflected with the feedback that I got from my players. So
Sure. Yeah,
yeah.
Shanice.
I think so. I was a treasurer for 2 semesters, 3 semesters, and then I was vice president, then president, and now I'm vice president again. But I think for me, it's kind of like I love leadership positions. Anytime I get a leadership position, yeah, I'm gonna take it. But I think it's more of like being there for people, like people that like leaders that are like micromanaging. They're just trying to make sure like they don't really care for like the personal connection. They just want everything to be in line. I feel like for me, I like to build a personal connection because it makes it easier and it makes it fun for the other people to do what they're supposed to do. So I think for me, having leadership position on the team, it was kind of like it didn't really change my attitude or my dynamic. I still played on the team, so I still had to be a team player, even though I was an officer. It didn't
Right.
really change how I'm gonna connect with my teammates. So I think taking that to all the other leadership positions I had, like CAB, orientation leader, student director, president, vice president, I think I've seen how my leadership style affects other people. Like Shariah said, like this past summer, I had one of our OLs drop, and she went through the trainings and everything like that, and then she had to drop because of schedule conflicts. But she texted me and she was like, "I just really appreciate you getting me out of my comfort zone, just making sure I'm always exceeding and excelling, and just making sure I have everything I need. Like I'm gonna take that with me, and I really really appreciate you." And I'm just like, "Yeah, that's what I do it for." So it's like I'm not doing it like yeah, it looks good on a resume, but it's also like these are actual real people that you're impacting, and it's like it makes you feel good as a person when you know that it's being recognized even when you don't think it is. So I think I love being in leadership positions just so I can just impact other people. I love it.
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
I
Good
agree.
answer. Good answer.
That was a good answer. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was deep.
You know.
No, no, for real though.
Right.
Like how? So one of the things that I heard both of you all say was how impactful you've been in other people's lives. So knowing that you all don't do this for, you know, the likes and the comments and the followers. Like how does it make you like personally feel that you are doing these things, A, because you want to, but B, you sleep well knowing that, oh my goodness, like somebody's telling me thank you, I inspired them, they helped me gain confidence in myself, things of that nature. Like how are the feedback that you've received from multiple individuals, how has that contributed to your overall success in and out of the classroom?
I like being told that I help people, like, you help me. Because it's like, I can do such little things. Like, it can be asking somebody how their day was and they just had the worst day. But, like, now they think, oh, like, somebody cares. So, like, let me tell her about my day. But it's also like, you get to see people take what you've given them and give to other people. So it's like a domino effect. Like, they didn't know they needed it in their life, so now they're just going to go give it to somebody else. And it's like, for me, with my job now, I work in Clayton County schools. So I help them, like, get money for college, do the FAFSA, everything like that. But they never knew that they just needed somebody to be there for them and to just let them know what they need to do. So now when they get into college, they know exactly what they need to do. They have everything, they know everything. So it's like, for me, I just, I love that I just impact people and they can just take whatever I give them and just do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think God gives all of us a purpose. And when people give you that affirmation, when people are like, yes, you did help me. Yes, that kind of reassurance is like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. We're not here for ourselves. So it makes a difference when people actually acknowledge, that you're pouring into their lives, that you're adding something that wasn't there before. And I think, that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to help people. He wants us to give to people. We're not here to serve ourselves. So I think it's good to have that confirmation and that affirmation that you're doing something well. And even without that, you should be confident that what you're doing is, positive in the light of others. So uh, I think that being at KSU has done a lot for me. I'm still here, obviously, but it's good when you have those positive experiences, because there is some negative experiences and people are like, you could have done this for me or you could have done that for me. Like, you always have some ungrateful people
Yeah.
out there
Sure.
in the
Yeah.
world,
Yeah.
but it's good to have the people who show appreciation, I think.
Yeah. Nah, definitely.
And, like,
You know.
literally looking back at our orientation session that we did together, Cam, and we had to do the presentation together for the parents. It was after that session, I had a parent. If you would have asked 16-year-old me to get up there and do a presentation like that, I would have told you no, straight up to your face. I would have said, no, you go do it.
What's up, potato
But
ball?
after that presentation, I had a parent come up to me and she was like, thank you. And I was just like, you're welcome. And she was like, no, like, seriously, thank you. Like, I feel comfortable with my daughter being here and, like, having students like you and having somebody who's literally guiding her into college, because that's what orientation leaders do.
Right.
Um, she was like, yeah, I feel comfortable now with my daughter going here, and got daughter's Instagram. We're still friends to this day.
Sure.
So it's like, you just never know. It's literally the things that you would never even think of that you're doing that could literally help somebody.
Nah, facts, man. I ain't even gonna lie, cause orientation ain't no joke. Like is
Being out
man.
there from seven
What?
thirty to 5, yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's a
Wait. What?
long. It's some long days.
Wait. Wait. To 5?
This year it's 5 o'clock, Cam. I kid you
What
not.
time was you there?
It
We
was
got
different
in at.
last
It
year.
was like 7:30 to like 3:30.
Yeah, we had like
Oh.
two different teams. This year, everybody's there till 5. Every single body, and I be ready to take a nap, and I do.
God, that's
Yeah,
crazy. To
like
5?
7:30 to 5 o'clock. I'm not gonna lie, the checks was hitting this summer, but I was like, you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cam,
Not.
I wanna circle back to you for a second because you've been asking us about our sports. How do you feel now that you're out of, high school, out of college, and you're not playing sports anymore? How does that make you feel?
Wow.
You're supposed to
I
ask the
was not.
questions.
I was not expecting this. No. No. This. No. I like this. No. No. Thank you. Thank you for asking that. How do I feel being, not in Kennesaw and not playing sports? I feel good. In UGA, I've definitely been able to get a head start on my career. Been in the press box, going to press
Nice.
conferences. So yeah,
Period. Ate that
it's
up.
really really cool. And also at the same time, getting a master's in journalism is literally, I just finished my last final, like what, last night, yesterday afternoon. So but it was a grind this semester.
Yeah.
You know, Thankfully, I started like my fitness journey like woo 2019,
I
2020.
remember we used to be in the gym on
Yeah,
campus.
yeah, we were in the gym on campus, man. Like we, definitely you helped me to develop that discipline of being consistent, and being disciplined of going to the gym even when you don't feel like it. So, but also
Yeah.
at the same time, I feel like I've developed into more of a home workout type of dude.
Okay.
Calisthenics. I
Yeah.
love calisthenics. Oh my goodness. Like I love calisthenics. I feel like it's better than doing weights. But anyways, no, I've actually been hooping with some friends of mine that I met in my class. As a matter of fact, they're actually like my friend group here on campus at UGA. So, and we all want to go into sports journalism. So,
Are they any
Nice.
good at basketball?
yeah. Let's see.
If friends are
Carmen.
watching this.
They
Right.
no, they probably will. I ain't even gonna hold you. Nah, like Carmen can hoop. Who else? Jordan went to Georgia Southwestern, which is like
Mm.
it's a small college, in Southwest Georgia, but he actually played for their team. He's a hooper as well. So, um, but yeah, other than that, really just spending my time. I really don't go out like that. Um, I mean, I've never really gone out like
Let's say
that, to be
like a
honest with you.
change for the date. Yeah.
You know what I mean. So, but yeah, really just doing podcast stuff, editing, watching. I got NBA League Pass. They got a student discount, so I could watch any other,
So we got
any other
options.
basketball game that's not on. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's definitely it's weird, because typically this time I'm
Yeah.
always, I'm already ready to get the intramural basketball team back. But it's weird, not doing it. So, but yeah, no, it's fun. I can't complain. And then I try to go back home, back to Atlanta, to spend time with the family, really. And then Shanice, I saw you a few months ago. Actually, I
Hmm.
visited your parents, and things of that nature. And I was going to
I
give
was
you
in
my cap
Atlanta.
and gown, um, and things of that nature. So yeah, and then just seeing your parents, it was really cool. So, but yeah, to answer your question, honestly, I ain't got no worries. I'm chilling. But
Oh,
at the same time though, there is a lot of work ahead of me to get done.
yeah.
So, just trying to have that work life balance type of thing. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And it's okay because when you're on TV, I'm gonna be watching. Like,
Yes, yes, no, please, please, please. Your support. I mean, y'all support. I mean, it goes a long way. Because like I said, this semester in journalism, like it was brutal.
I believe
I
And
it.
can't even
so
imagine. I've never even read a
That's
whole
a lot of
journal.
writing, isn't it?
it it's not even like writing. It's just like research.
Research.
Yeah.
Like scientific research and journalism research. And Um, to put it in layman terms, it's not for me at all. Any research of any kind is not for me, especially when you see people who do it all the time. So,
Yeah.
I didn't become fully adjusted into my classes until mid October, like right after I turned
Yeah.
23. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool though. But I know what I'm working towards. That's why I have this podcast. That's why I have you all on. So y'all
Whatever
know the
makes you
vibes.
famous.
Y'all know the vibes. You know what I'm saying? But
That's a
but
very
but
big if.
but yeah, no. I kind of wanted to shift gears into um basketball a little bit. See, y'all shaking y'all heads like at literally at the same time. That's like, hey, we about to
I
get
love
in it.
OTE. I
Hey,
love
hey,
OTE.
hey, no, we about to get in it, man. Quick story though,
Yeah.
Shynece. Like, I when I want to say it was junior year, it was my junior year, and I was doing a public health. I was a public health ambassador with India. Shout out
I
India,
remember
by
that.
the way.
Right.
I
Shout
think
out
her birthday's
India.
coming up as
It
well.
is
Yeah.
Big
Yeah, yeah,
23 in
big 23.
2023 on the 23rd.
You know what I'm
Don't play with
saying?
her.
You
She
know what I'm
ate that up.
saying? Exactly.
She
Happy
ate
early
that up.
birthday, India. If you see this,
Period.
but but yeah. So and I'm a public health ambassador, and I see Shariah, and so she's like, "Hey, Kel." I was like, "What's up, Shariah? How you doing?" She's like, "I'm good. Oh my god,
Is that
yeah,
how I
so good to
talk?
see you."
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Respectfully, hear me out. Yes, no pun intended. Like you really, in my opinion, that's all I got to say about that.
You're absolutely
And
correct.
your sister just confirmed it. So don't be
I can
mad at
confirm.
me. You know, hey, listen,
Moving on.
I love you, man. All right. So, anyways, so yeah, so Shariah's like, oh my god, yeah, oh my god, did you see Damian Lillard? Oh my god, and I'm like, what you know about Dame Lillard? Like, what you know about Dame?
It's so embarrassing.
Nah, like, nah,
Yo.
Shynece, like, I swear, like, Shariah was like, Cam, have you seen Dame? Like, what? Dame Lillard, he's going crazy, right? And I'm like,
I think,
what
and
you
you know
know
what?
about?
And I think that was the year that he really did go crazy in the playoffs.
Yeah,
And I was
it
really,
was.
really. I remember the game. I can't remember who they were playing. I remember the game though. I remember exactly where I was watching it. I remember like it's game time. Like he's hitting all these threes. It's the last quarter. We're down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
And when they lost that game, that really broke my heart. But I really am a Dame fan. I am so excited that he got up out of Portland. I'm so excited that he's on a team now that it seems like he's enjoying. You know, like it seems like he's actually happy. That face.
I'm letting you finish. I'm sorry,
Oh,
my bad.
I feel like it was time for him to get out of Portland. Even if this is not where he's gonna stay, he made the right move to leave because Portland wasn't gonna do what they needed to do for him. And I don't know why he was so loyal to him. He's never gonna get the championship there, ever.
Hey, I agree, and I'm actually glad he left. But last night proved to me why they're not going to win it all. But
oh.
before we get to Dame, yeah, like I've never heard when Shariah just spoke. Like I was like, what you know about Dame Lillard? So yeah, OTE, overtime elite. What's the
I love
story?
it.
Like what got you guys into it? Like was it Rob? Was it Rob Dillingham? Was it Osar? Oh
Um,
man, like
yeah, honestly, Zoe put me onto the league. I put Shynece on. I'm like, hey, come with us to a game.
yeah,
And just the energy of it, just the arena is beautiful. If you've never been to the OTE arena, it's fabulous. Not you,
yeah.
Kim, but the people watching.
No,
Um,
I haven't been,
you
so
haven't
it's okay.
been? Okay,
I've
yeah,
never been.
it's a great arena. It's in Atlanta. It's like, a league that a lot of the best high schoolers in the world are playing in. So it's a really good league, and I feel like just the atmosphere, the energy of it. Immediately, the twins were our favorite players because they're twins, and they were the best ones at OTE.
Yeah,
So the City Reapers were big, big, big City Reapers fans, and Rob Dillingham, I was really a fan of him. I was sad to see him go to college because he wasn't at OT anymore, but he definitely deserved that spotlight because he's doing great in Kentucky. But the league is cool. Like when we got introduced to it, I told Shynece about it, and Shynece, when she likes something, she likes it. So she started watching their YouTube
And I did.
videos, and
I
she
sure
was
did.
all following all of them on
I sure
Instagram.
did. I sure
And
did.
she was eating it up, and we got a couple free T-shirts in the stands. In the first season that we went, they gave us free tickets every single weekend, so we were going like every week to their games. So we got to know a good amount about the players, and we got to see them play a lot. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
was kind of sad because like that's the only time I was able to see the Thompson twins for free,
yeah,
and just be
never
so
again.
close to them. Never again in my life will I ever be able to do that. But
yeah.
I think for me, I literally just went. It was this year. It was January, what, like 16th or something like that, or 13th. That was my first ever OTE game. I knew nothing about OTE. I didn't even know what she was talking about. She had me wear a different team shirt than her.
I gave her a Cold Heart shirt, and I had on a City Reaper shirt, but that's because I caught the Cold Heart shirt when I was in the crowd one night, but like it was too big for me, so I'm like, just take the shirt, just wear it, so we can both be repping teams.
But
And
they
I,
played against each other.
yeah,
Kim.
and I
You
think
see where I'm getting? They
yeah,
played against each other. She wants to go for the Twins. She wants me to go for the Twins in a Cold Heart shirt.
I think that
I understand.
the Cold Hearts lost that night.
They
But
absolutely did. But
she got the vibe. She got the vibe. She was there. She was there for the. It was a good experience.
Right.
I loved it. At the end of the day, I had a top three from OTE because, like, of course, the Thompson twins were top two, but Bryson Warren was also really, really good, and I think he deserved more than what YNG Dreamers were giving him, and but I also feel like if he was put on like a City Reapers team, the Thompson twins would shine him.
Yeah.
So him being on YNG Dreamers and being one of the best players, I think was okay, but he's not OT anymore, so he's moving on to bigger, better things, and he's here to sign G League. So I said, you go for it.
Yeah.
Period.
He is. Yeah, I seen that. So when you think about Amen, because Amen's on Houston, he's in Houston.
Yeah.
So hasn't played that much because he's been injured. He injured his ankle, which was
Yeah.
if you injure your ankle the wrong way, it could take you out the game for a minute. So, and then we'll get to Asar. But he recently dropped a triple double in his G League debut. Like,
I was
how?
waiting on it.
Like,
I was just waiting on it.
yeah. I was gonna ask. No, I was gonna ask. Like, how
You
did
were
that make
crazy.
you all feel? To see that. Somebody that you all grew up or not grew up. Like, Lord, like y'all were there. When
Myra.
When they got drafted,
I think I saw a video of Amen, like people comparing Amen and Asar, because when you're twins, they just naturally compare you both in the NBA. That's just what they do.
right.
And like they said that Amen was like the team was struggling trying to find where he fits. And like he wasn't doing as good as he should be doing. He's a very, very great basketball player. So like he just wasn't living up to those expectations that people had on him. So I think him coming back and just being as good as he was in the G League debut, I think it was just like prove the people wrong, because they love to talk, they love to place unrealistic expectations on you, even though you are in the NBA. Like, yeah, you're in the NBA, but you're also in the NBA with other really good players. So it's like, I think for him, and he's a rookie. So it's like,
Yeah.
give the boy some time. Like, let's just calm down for a second. But
Yeah.
I think his debut was top tier.
I think they also dominated OTE though. Like they were the two best players there. So I feel like coming into the NBA, I feel like they definitely kind of automatically humbled themselves. They're like, I'm coming from this league where I am better than everybody. They were fourth and I forget which picks, but they
were fourth and
Fourth and
sixth.
fifth.
Yeah, fourth and
Fifth.
sixth. So yeah,
Fourth or fifth. Yeah.
So after when they got picked, I thought I got picked. Like I felt like I was going with them.
Let's go to Houston.
I feel like between with the men and his team, I feel like he's definitely kind of struggling where to use his dominance and where not to, because you have Jalen Green, you have other strong players on your team, and I think Houston's always been a very young team, so I think it's going to take some time for them to kind of find their balance, find their groove, and then him being hurt obviously didn't help with that. So I think he's definitely still trying to find his way. They're not using him as much of a role player. He's not like a Wemby, he's not running the team right now. So it's just he's having a good rookie season now.
Definitely. If it makes you feel any better, I really was kind of iffy about Amen going to Houston, primarily because they got Fred VanVleet and they just got Dylan Brooks. And
don't get me started on Dylan Brooks.
Yeah. Wait, why? You don't like Dylan Brooks?
Dylan Brooks is on the Grizzlies. I'm a Grizzlies fan. I think that Dylan Brooks is. I think Dylan Brooks. You can edit that part out. I think Dylan Brooks is. he's one of those players like Draymond Green. You know, you need a little trouble on the team to keep it all stirred up, but he's just a little too much trouble for me. And he fits really well in Houston, though. He fits way better there than he did in Memphis. But I don't think I like him as a person.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
And his little pregame stare.
Oh, the demonstration was crazy.
That's crazy.
The demonstration was
insane. It was insane.
She did it exactly how he did it too, bro. That's crazy. Nah, like, yeah, no. I was gonna say, obviously with Coach Ime Udoka, you know, in his right mind, he's gonna use Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet won a championship 4 years ago with Toronto, and then Dylan Brooks, who is just that enforcer, so he claims. You know, so obviously somebody was going to have to sacrifice their role per se. Then you got Jalen Green, Jabari. You got who else? You got a lot of players on that team. It's a young talent. So yeah. Do you feel like, do you see him getting traded?
Ooh.
If y'all saying ooh at the same time is crazy,
because
bro.
I really do feel like they would trade him.
Mm.
But it's like, I don't know.
They have to give it some time. They
Yeah.
have a new coach. They have some new rookies. I feel like if they can't figure it out, you know, in a few seasons, they might bring that into the conversation. But he's a really good player, and I think that they know he's a really good player. So they just have a couple kinks to work out. Like, I feel like this could be a playoff level team eventually.
Sure.
But they have, again, you know, new coach, new vibes, new players coming to the team. And basketball's so unpredictable, people getting hurt and things like that. So I think they'll figure it out. I don't think they're going to bring up that conversation in the next season. Definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. Asar.
I love him. I love Asar.
Is that your favorite twin?
Yes, Asar is my favorite twin. And I never thought I would have a favorite twin. But I love Asar. He is like, I think I like him so much because like when he get into like his zone in his like game mode, he got an attitude. He got a mouth. And it's hilarious.
I saw this video on TikTok of when he was like younger and he was I don't remember where he was, but Devin Booker had walked by him and he's like freaking out, like, oh my gosh. And then the next clip showed a highlight of him booming on Devin Booker, and I'm like, that's what the NBA is all about.
Yeah.
Like he really like. I think it's cool for them to obviously play with the NBA level players, but I will be honest, I had a fear when they were coming from OT, like they look really good here because they're better than everybody. You know, they're the two best, you know, coming out of high school in the world. I really had a fear. I'm like, are they gonna be flops when they get to the NBA? And that's not because their skill level is low, but I'm just saying, you know, when they're playing against everybody who is younger than them and less skilled than them, can you keep up this energy when you're playing against NBA level guys? And they've been doing a good job. They've been doing a good job. You can't say that they failed their rookie seasons. You can't say that they've just done horrible or put up, you know, horrible stats. They're doing well as rookies. So
yeah. No, I agree.
I've always felt Asar was a little better than men, which is why I was always surprised by the rankings that they were in. Considering that like Asar was a more consistent shooter than a min, and like looking at like the mock draft of the 2023, that's where their notes came from. Like they'll have to work on their shooting, and it was more shooting for a min than it was for Asar because Asar is a little more consistent than a min, and now it shows too that he's a little more consistent on the Pistons than a min is on the Rockets. So I've always wondered where the disconnect was because I think me personally, I think Asar should have been ranked a little higher than a man, but
okay,
that's beyond me. I'm not an NBA drafter or whatever they call me.
I don't know. You talking about the mock draft, bro? You looking at the notes and everything?
I kept up. They went from, I think Asar went from like what 13 to 5. Like yeah. Once you win the OTE finals, it
goes
they
up.
went up. Yeah.
they're I didn't see both of them airball some balls,
Oh yeah, for sure.
some frees. So I'm hoping that as the season, because I feel like that would really set them over the top as rookies. They have to fix that shot.
Yeah.
They can dunk, they can get their rebounds. They're big guys. They play good as big guys, but they got to get that shot together
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
real
I
bad.
mean, like you said, they're rookies, so it's gonna
Yeah,
take time. But to your point, All-Star is for a rookie to average over 10 points a game. That's really
Yeah.
good, and he's averaging like 8 rebounds a game as well.
yeah.
So, dang, y'all talking like y'all some analysts. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
I know my Thompson twins. Don't play with me about Thompson twins.
yeah.
I know my
I
Thompson
love
I be
it.
twins.
I
reading the
love
stats.
it.
I be reading the stats, and
I love it.
I'm excited though because and wait, did you see that like Houston and Detroit are like like doing some twin I forget what they're doing, but it's like the first time they're doing it. They're doing like some themed night for the game because the twins are playing each other.
Why aren't we going?
Okay, I need to find it, but I saw it and I'm like, this is
Oh,
very
I think that's the game they play
interesting.
on New Year's.
I said, yeah, they're doing like a New Year's
They play on New
celebration
Year's
thing.
Day.
Wait, where's it gonna be at?
I think they play in Houston.
They playing in. Ooh, y'all
Yeah.
going to Houston for New Year's? Hey, good luck. Good
I don't
luck.
know about that. I might just like put a surround sound in my living room so it'll seem like I'm there.
I have to find that
What's
because
play? Pull up YouTube. Pull up a little
I was so
arena noises and just play it. But they do play on
Oh
New
yes,
Year's.
okay, here it is. They're having twin night at the Houston Rockets, right?
Hey,
This is
nah,
the
not y'all
first time
got
I've ever
receipts.
seen something like this in the NBA though. A twin night?
Yeah.
We could be in the
They're
WNBA.
giving out bobbleheads they're giving out twin bobbleheads with the twins.
Why?
I've never seen before because there's a lot of siblings in the NBA. I
But
They're
they're
think
like
not a lot of
twins.
twins though.
These are identical
there's
twins.
not a lot of twins, but it's like you get your ticket. It's the Rockets versus the Pistons. You get your ticket. You get a twin bobblehead. You get access to post game Q&A with the men in the store. They said we're
Asar.
Asar. She hates when I say his name wrong. We're collaborating with the Pistons for our first ever dual theme night. This is the first time Houston's ever done something like this.
Hey, you are a great promoter, by the way. I just wanted to go ahead and say that.
I'm not even
You're,
going, but y'all should go. But this is exciting.
I have to see that.
It's like they're really changing the game.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's dope. I was gonna say like if y'all going to Houston for spring break or New Year's,
New Year's.
hey, that could be
Yeah.
on the move, man. But I don't know. It's so
I
soon. I'm
love
not gonna lie to
tickets.
you.
It is
Like
very soon, and Houston's expensive for tickets.
it is. Yeah,
I'm not gonna
it
lie.
is.
It was
It
like
is.
$400 something. No, I'm
Was
good.
it? Wait. One way or round trip?
Round trip.
For the
It was round
flight,
trip. Yeah,
Oof.
I already looked,
Yikes.
and I looked months ago too. As soon as the schedule dropped, I said I need to be at the Houston and Pistons. Where are they playing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
it
thought
was.
that was so interesting. I thought once they got to the NBA that people would stop treating them like twins. And I say that in a sense like, when they were at OT, they played together, they were on the same team. I thought once they
Right.
separated, people would kind of, you don't really get that twin treatment anymore. But when I
Yeah.
saw that, I was like, a twin night? Have you ever seen a
Yeah.
twin night?
Yeah.
Like, that was like, wow, they're really catering to them.
Like it's dope too because it's like you don't like I said you don't see a whole lot of twins in the NBA. I mean the only twins
Yeah.
you see outside of them are Marcus and Markieff Morris and Keegan Murray and his Chris Murray, who one of them plays for the Kings and the other plays for Portland. So you don't
Yeah.
see all of that. And when siblings when they achieve their dreams of making it to the NBA, that's dope. And on top
Big.
of that, it's not like these twins are scrubs. They can actually play. They are
Yeah.
actually like stats. Stats don't tell the whole story. Like
Usually
people
one
are
is
surprised
worse
that
than the other. But they're doing well.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say like
I love them. They're great. They're great basketball players.
yeah,
And like I'd be looking. This was when I was just all about OTE when they were there, and y'all would watch like their little Q&As that they used to have, and they would act like how me and Shariah act like. Like they would literally just only it's behavior that only other twins will understand why they act like that.
Yeah.
And it was just
Yeah.
so funny. And I'm just like, these are actual real people. They're actually really twins. What is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's dope. So like how has their success more specifically, how has uh their determination to achieve what they put their minds to, how has that inspired you all, or has it inspired you both to do what your purpose is to do? I mean, you all talking about helping people and
Mm-hmm.
impacting people's lives. Like, how has their success, or has their success, and how has their relationship, um, helped you all?
Yeah, I think hearing their story and knowing, they didn't have too much to give, but they were going to make sure they gave to make sure the boys played basketball. Like,
Right.
because their parents saw something in them, and they were really good, and here they are. They were practicing outside for hours, spending tons of hours in the gym, and I think it's really motivating to anybody. Really, obviously, I'm not going to the NBA, but in real life, it's just they work towards something, and I think it helped that they worked towards it together because they had someone constantly pushing them and pushing them and pushing them. But I think it's inspiring to get someone who's headed in your same direction and to get someone to motivate you and get somebody to push you every day, whether it's your twin, your friend, your sibling, somebody to keep you motivated, somebody to hold you accountable. Hey, did you put your work in today? Did you get your 100 touches on this basketball today? Like, just somebody to make sure that you're staying on track. And I really think they did that for each other. And it turns out that they both pushed each other hard enough to get to this point. But I think it's really motivating. It motivates me to, like, okay, I need to find somebody, maybe Shynece, who's going to push and motivate me just as much, to get to where I'm going, even if that's not professional sports, but just in general in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, for the Thompson twins, I think for me it was more of getting back to the love of the sport. Like we grew up around basketball since we were like 4 or 5 years old. Our dad was an AAU coach for the next 13 years of our lives. Like we were traveling every single summer. We were at ESPN Worldwide of Sports every summer. We were at Lake Point, Swanee Sports Complex. Like we were there every single weekend until we graduated high school. And it's like when you're just around something for so long, and then you're not around that for so long, and then you get back into your love of it, it's just like I need to stay connected. So I think
Right.
watching the twins at OTE and then just seeing them accomplish all of their goals, it was like for me, it was like I want to work in the sports industry. So it's like I want to be around sports. I want to keep sports in my life. So I took a step and went to a executive networking event for the Hawks. And that I had one conversation with a vice president of operations for the Skyhawks. And I had one conversation with her. And from there, it was like, I've got invited to a game. She told me, like, come with me, see what it's about, see how you really like operations. I said, okay, cool. I'll sit courtside with you, bestie. Like, it's just like, you just got to do stuff to like, for them, for the Thompson twins, it was like they're not going to take no for an answer. Like,
Right.
I'm going to do it because I want to, and this is how I'm going to do it, and it's going to happen. So I think for me, it was like, I just need to do it. Like, it is what it is. If they're like, you're going to get rejected, you're going to get shut down. But at the end of the day, what are you doing to come back? And I think that's definitely something that I've taken from them.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's, you kind of hit the nail on the head, or however they say it. But
Yeah,
That's what they
like,
say.
that's what they say. Oh, okay. All right,
I'm
bet.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like, no, you guys, said it perfectly. I really like how their message has influenced you all, and then in turn has helped you all influence other people. So I guess some of my last few questions, because I know you all got stuff to do. What has been, I know, like I said, Shanice, you're about to graduate.
mm-hmm.
What's been one thing that you've enjoyed, seeing your sister accomplish,
Oh,
things of that
good
nature?
Um,
question.
Oh my goodness, man. Yo, like,
um, I think my biggest thing was obviously her getting her full time position at Kennesaw. because
Yeah.
it like when you think about it, when you first graduate, it's not easy to find a job. Like, especially something that's giving you benefits, that's paying you good, that's just going to keep you stable. It's hard once you just have a bachelor's degree because a lot of people want you to have a doctorate, PhD, a master's, this, and that. But it's just about who you know. And I think Shariah did a very good job while she was in undergrad, making connections with people, networking, asking questions, just keeping in touch with people. So, like, when she accepted an offer before she even crossed the stage, so it's like that's a really, really big step when you're just 21 years old, getting out of college, don't know what you want to do, but you're all set because of the people that you've already talked to while you were in undergrad. So I think I was very, very proud of her. I think it was such a big, huge step that a lot of people can't say that they made. So graduating from the college, then working there, I think it was amazing.
Thanks,
Not too
sister.
That's
much.
Tell me
love, man.
more.
No.
Okay. I yeah, I knew that when I graduated college, I said I want one to have a job that's going to pay for my master's degree. I said that is absolutely the qualifications that I have to have for the next job that I get. Because like Shanice mentioned, I'm all for more education. I'm all for more education. I do feel like in my career field, at least, it's not the same for everybody, but it will take me further. In my career field, and I've seen firsthand, people get more zeros behind their check just because they have a master's degree. So I definitely knew I wanted to go to school. I knew I wanted to get a job that was going to pay for my master's. Um, and like Shanice mentioned, I did have the connections to set me up to where, you know, I only interviewed for maybe two jobs post grad, or before I graduated for post grad. And this one, when I got it, I was like, yeah, I know this is for me. Like I know this is my next step. So here I am.
Yeah. No, that's love, man. Like that's I've repeatedly told both of you how much you are like inspirations to me. To give you some quick context, Shariah, like my first semester at college was like a huge adjustment. So like I remember I got a D in like pre-modern world history. I ain't even gonna lie.
Tell us about that.
That's a hey, listen, you know what I'm
That's a
saying?
class right
Like
there.
that's a class right there, man. And then I had like two C's. And then like one thing I really admire about you both is that whenever you all are successful, you don't uh brag. I mean, you all are, obviously be proud, talk your stuff when you have to. Like you're proud and have pride in the things that you've accomplished, but you all never boasted and bragged like, I got A's, you didn't, and like every time Shariah would always talk about, oh my god, I don't know how I did on this exam. Then next thing you know, you get like 105. I'm like, bruh, what you mean? What you mean? So yeah, like
Testimony
how has what you all have done in leaving your mark? Because I'm gonna be real, bro. I think it's not a secret that you all are extremely well known in Kennesaw and probably the Metro Atlanta area, things of that nature.
Oh, please.
Uh, just saying.
probably
Hey,
not.
I'm just the messenger. You feel me? I'm not the only one who thinks it. You feel me? Anyways, like how has your success, right? How has what you've done, um, you know, in terms of graduating, succeeding in the classroom, how has that had an impact on your parents? I feel like whenever we see when I was at Shariah's grad party last year, like I just saw Mama J.
We
Hey,
turned
Mama J. I don't know
up.
if you just want to say hi. I'm
I'll make her watch this.
okay. Awesome. You guys are awesome. But yeah. How has I was at Shariah's grad party and your parents were just like electric, like seeing your friends there and your family interacting with one another, on top of that just being very proud parents. So how has what you both have done um it impacted your parents as well? And I know, oh, my parents are proud of us, but no, like how has it genuinely? I mean, it probably would have been best if I had your parents on this interview as well. But
They would be cutting up. They would be
hey,
cutting
hey,
up.
listen, hey, I may have to do that next time. I'm not gonna lie to you. But no, just kind of talk about how that effect, your success has had, on your family, particularly your grandparents, your parents, your brothers, things of that nature, because they were there. They saw you all, have to put up with people that you're mentoring or you're leading, and they saw you, put up those long nights, like Shanice and Shariah. I'm gonna be real, non-biased aside, y'all are two of the most organized people I've ever met in my entire life. Very
Shynece
simple.
worse than me.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
I
listen, I don't know about that. When Shanice be posting on her story, she has her little Excel spreadsheet, whatever
Yep,
it
I
is,
do.
and
I
it's color
sure
coded.
do.
I'm
It's
like,
color coded by class.
dang, bro,
Absolutely.
like how you
Color
do
coded by
that?
class, sorted by date. I got it done.
Exactly.
I
Thank you.
think that
Retweet.
Mama J would
You know
be
what I'm saying?
proud.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. So just talk about how your parents would react to everything.
They've always been very, very, very supportive. Like, in elementary school, my mom was the one on the field trips. My mom was the one, is your mom coming? She was the one who was outside camping with us in the bunkers because we wanted to go to Driftwood, tour around Georgia.
Thanks,
So
Simon.
yeah, so she was that, like, she was always there. And my dad, he's always, always, always said how proud of us he was. He says it every day. We could come home with a D. I'm so proud of you for trying. Like, he's very, they were always very motivational. And my brothers, they didn't make it through college. They dropped out of college. So I think them seeing us in college, they kind of were like, okay, I'm going to make sure they have all the resources to make it through college. I'm going to make sure, they have the motivation they to be successful. They did everything they could and still do everything they can to make sure that we are successful. And I think, I don't know if it's them just being happy that all the money they spent on us, everything they put in paid off, or if they're just happy to see that we weren't failures in life. But either way, they're very proud. They're very proud, and they go above and beyond to show us that they're proud. They don't just say that they're, planning graduation parties and planning this and planning that and just giving so much back to us. So I think, I let them know I'm gonna take care of y'all when y'all old. Like, don't you
We're not gonna put
worry.
you in a nursing home.
Don't you worry. But yeah,
Yeah.
they've always been so supportive. It makes a difference. It really does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our parents, like she said, have like always just been so involved. Like they were on every field trip, but they were also at our school's career fairs for their jobs. So like they made a board, they made handouts, they made everything and brought them to career fair because it's like I want to be involved in my child's school. I want to be involved in my child's life. So I think having them around all the time and like just be so invested in our careers and our schooling that it really really helped because now it's like it's not living like I don't want to let them down, but now it's just like I have people actually wanting me to be great. Like let me go be great. So I think having them around it's really really good because even when you think you're just doing terrible, it's kind of just like a lot of people don't make it here. So you tried. So
Right.
that's all you can do. So they're always supportive, no matter what.
I forgot about the career fair.
Yeah, girl. The board's still in the house. It's collecting dust, but it's
Really?
still in the
My
house.
parents keep stuff.
They keep
Okay,
it.
they keep it.
What?
They still got that career fair board.
They keep it.
That's love, man. Like,
Yeah.
wait, so was it every career fair or was it
I'm pretty sure they were at every one. We didn't have a lot.
wow. Okay.
So I want to say it was only like twice, 3 times a year, like
Oh
school year.
wow.
But they were at every single career fair that we had.
They
Yeah.
What?
Would take off work, come to the career fair, leave the career fair, go to work.
and I think they were also, I'm also proud of them as parents. I'm pretty sure Shanice can say the same thing. I don't just think it's they're proud of us as kids. Like, it's definitely reciprocated because I've seen,
Sure.
not once have I woke up and thought, oh, my parents are struggling or, oh, they're not doing well. Like, they went to school. They didn't go all the way, to get master's degrees and all of that, but they worked hard in their fields to be where they are to make sure they could provide for us. So, like, my mom, she didn't even get her bachelor's degree until we were, older. We were in, like, middle school, high school, but she worked her way up to where, she was able to provide. My dad was able to provide with how they built themselves in their careers. And I think that was inspiring to us. I always said I was going to go into the healthcare field because both of them were. I don't plan to do that, but you never know. You never know. But they inspired me to go to college, and after high school, I'm like, okay, college is the next step. College is the next step because that's what they were saying. So I never really thought anything other than going to college. Like I never thought that not going to college was an option.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
They do. They work really hard, and they raising us. Now that I look back at it, and like being around the people my age, they did a good job. Okay, they did a good job because everybody's not raised the same. But my parents
right.
did a very great job of raising all of their kids.
Yes, they did. They did. I mean, I know I see it firsthand. I mean, like I said, just seeing them like interact. Hey, Mama J, how you doing? How you doing? And your dad is so cool. Like, what's up, kid? That's
No,
I'm like,
right. Dap
what's up,
up.
man? You
Dap up.
good?
Have a seat. Let's
You know
talk.
what I'm saying? Exactly. Like it's all love, man. And I am, just speaking. They have done a good job. You know what I mean? I know y'all hear this all the time, but I
Your parents have done a good job too. You look
Yeah,
just
right.
like your mother.
Spitting image.
Spitting image.
Copy and paste.
Copy and paste.
You just want to repeat everything I say?
copy and paste. Ah! That wasn't funny. I'm sorry. I thought it was. I thought it was funny. I'm not gonna lie to you, but no, I appreciate that. I try to, like I said, I try to make my way down, back to Atlanta as much as I can, because I tell my parents, like you tell your parents, I'm gonna take care of you. I want to take care of you guys. When y'all aren't in a nursing home, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, my dad is a very laid back guy, and my mom, she's out there, she's getting her doctor degree, like as we speak, right now. So she's in Philly. But yeah, no, I keep telling you, I'm like, hey, I wanna take care of you guys. I wanna do something, when I get older and I do my thing. I wanna, take care of you guys for sure. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. That means a lot for sure. But yeah, I don't have any more questions, bro. Like I thought I was gonna, man, I lost my train
We've
of
been
thought.
chatting for a minute. I feel like this was us like catching up. So this was
Yeah.
good. This was
Yeah.
cool.
This was actually I try to make it a point with all of my guests that I don't want this to be hey, so what's been your career aspiration? Like no, like even though I am genuinely interested in, your career goals and what you've been up to post grad and things of that nature, but I want us to talk about what you all are passionate about. And even though this is a sports podcast, sports adjacent podcast, I don't want it to just get lost in the sports. Like we talk about family, we talk about soft skills, leadership, communication, what you all are doing, how it's impacting other people, knowing you all are involved in community service. So I wanted to just learn from both of you. And and at the same time, yes, this is a way of us catching up, because I haven't seen. I mean, I just saw Shynece like 2 months ago, and then I haven't seen Shariah since I got the cap and gown back. When Zoe used them for his grad pictures, but yeah, no. By the way, tell Zoe I said hello as well. So
I will. He's gonna watch this.
Awesome.
But
Say less.
I'm proud of you too, Cam. When I found out you had a podcast, I was like, Cam, like Cam has a podcast. I'm just so proud because I feel like when I first met you, you had that little fake interview voice like 10 minutes ago, a couple minutes ago. But I feel like that's how you actually were. Like you were very like, I'm Cam. You're very like, a little stiff with it. But I feel like you come out of yourself so much. You're like so talkative and so energetic, and I feel like you've like morphed as a person. You used to be a little shy, a little laid back, a little to yourself, and I feel like you came out of yourself so much to start a podcast. Like that's big. Like
Thank you.
I'm just so proud. I feel like I just remember a little freshman year, Cam.
Nah, man. Speaking of freshman year, that was.
Can you like insert a picture?
I was gonna see. Here's the thing, no. I was gonna ask because when I edit, I wanted to like insert some B-roll. When I put it on the reels.
You gotta insert like a.
So I got like videos from It was literally like the first day back to classes freshman year after Christmas. It was me, you, India, and Javante, and we were all sitting at the table,
Yes.
and we had our iPhones and AirPods, and we
I
had
have
the
that picture.
yeah, you have, you see, exactly, and then
I have that
I
video
don't
and picture. That's
I
funny.
don't I don't really have a picture of a person who shall remain nameless. When she hit cookies out of my hand that night.
I remember that, Cam. That's the first time I ever saw you get mad. She hit the cookies. Cam said, I was like, oh, he's gonna spaz out.
Nah,
Oh my
Shynece,
god.
nah. Look, here's the skinny, right? So when it was a national championship, this was like a week after we got to school, right?
Yeah.
It was me. This is when like our friend group was comfortable with each other. Everybody, we was hanging out all the time, bro. We're at Shariah's spot. Now, in this particular instance, Shariah, her roommates are Carmen, India, and the person that shall remain nameless. It was me, Shariah, Carmen, India, the person that shall remain nameless, Jace, Javante, Tommy, Kamisha,
Kamisha
Chad,
was
and
there.
Trey.
Oh, you
Kamisha was
remember
there.
the whole
No.
game? The whole
The whole
game.
lineup.
Okay.
Shynece. So this is between LSU and Clemson. LSU is playing Clemson for the national championship. Everybody in the room is going for LSU. I'm going for Clemson. Why? I don't know. Because I'm different. I want it to be as such, right? So next thing you know, India puts in these, like, she's making cookies, bro. And these cookies smell so good. I ain't gonna hold you.
We was
I'm a
waiting
Kroger
on
dude.
this.
And those were the best cookies I've ever not tasted. Ever. So the cookies are being passed around, right? So Jace is crippled. Jace has a
Oh
crutch because we were
yeah.
hooping. And so Jace rolled his ankle like really, really bad. So I get the cookies are being passed. Once the cookies are made, I'm like, oh my God, I ain't even finna be greedy. I'm gonna just get one. So when everybody else gets their one, I'm gonna get like smooth 3 or 4 and take back to the room because I lived at UVS. Everybody else lived at UV. The cookies are making their way around the room. Everybody's sitting on the couch. I'm sitting in the one seater that was that was in front of the
Yeah.
window.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm minding my business. I'm watching the game. I'm thinking like, okay, let's go, Trevor Lawrence. Do your stuff. So the cookies are coming to me. India is still in Carmen's room. I think it was India, Courtney. Oh, I forgot to mention Courtney. India, Courtney, Carmen, Shariah, and I think it was MC or MK. MK was in there.
Yo.
I get the cookies, and this person that shall not remain nameless, she comes over, walks in front of everybody, and she's going for LSU as well. Keep in mind, she ain't know a lick about LSU, so it was like, all right, at this point, you just going for LSU because everybody else going for LSU.
Right.
So I get the cookies. The cookies are in my right hand. The plate's in my right hand, but I'm getting the first cookie that's on top with my left hand. She comes around and she hits my left hand with the cookie, and my hand, it's like she hits it hard enough to where my hand literally hits the plate of cookies and it just falls over, right? So keep in mind, I'm mad, I'm pissed. But that wasn't my concern. My concern was like, if India comes out and sees these cookies all on the floor, she's gonna be mad. I see India, and if anybody knows India, India is the mom of the group. Respectfully,
Mm-hmm.
India, we love India, but India, let's face reality. So I get the cookies. I'm like, I ain't saying anything, and when I'm upset, I don't say anything. Right?
Yeah, I was scared.
I was like, all right. So India comes out. So Jace is literally, keep in mind, Jace is crippled. Like he had, I shouldn't say crippled. He can't, he's not mobile. Like we all mobile. So everybody gets up. Everybody gets up and they start running. Jace has his crutch and he's limping away like, ooh, 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 ooh. Like, so India comes out, right? No. Carmen comes out first. She's like, hey, y'all, what's that noise? Oh. And she sees the cookie. She's like, ooh. So India comes out. India is like, all right, y'all, what y'all doing out here? So India, she comes out. She looks in my direction, and she looks on the ground. She's like, and she walks back into Carmen's room. Bruh, I go in there. I go to Carmen's room to plead my case to India. I say, Indy. And she's sitting on the edge of Carmen's bed. She's like, I don't want to hear it. I said, Indy, listen. She's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I said, Indy, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. From that day forward, I never looked at this person who shall remain nameless the same again. And these folks were there, and y'all know who I'm talking about. And
I've heard the story so many times. I know who you're talking about.
Bruh, Shynece, when I sit here and tell you that those were the greatest cookies I have never tasted in my life, just from how the way they smelled, I'm like
I've heard this story so many times, but coming from the person that actually happened to and hearing all the details is so funny.
I think I'm more impressed that you remember all of the details. Like every
Shariah?
single detail down to Jace's crutch.
Nah, like, no, for real though, because we were all like, at this point, this was like, you say I come out of my comfort zone. Like, I don't, it's when I'm surrounded by a lot of new people, I don't really open up like that. So for us to be, because Shariah, I met you at Owl Expedition, and then I met you, Indy, and Carmen at Alex, and MK at Owl Expedition. So that in and of itself was like, okay, I rock with y'all, you know what I mean? And then I meet Jace and Javante and everybody else through you guys, and I meet Shynece through Shariah. So it was like, oh, okay, we cool. So when we come back from Christmas, that's when we all start hanging out. We go to cookout. You know what I mean? Like, it was me. It was everybody. It was DJ, Corbo. I think Corbo was there as well. And Markayla was at cookout with us. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, bro. Shynece, I ain't even gonna lie.
I don't want to hear it, Cam.
I never looked at this person the same again. I
really
so
should have
mad.
been there freshman year.
I was so mad.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I would have made her go to the store and bake some more. Like,
at this point,
I can't even remember if I got a cookie or not. But you remember everything. Like, I did. Did I get a
Shariah,
cookie?
I think you had a cookie.
I think I had a cookie. Because I was near the kitchen, so I was the first one to grab one.
Straight out the oven.
Yeah.
Nah, I think Shariah, you had a cookie. Yeah.
I had a cookie.
So everybody had a cookie but me.
Yeah, I think it was
so tragic.
Yeah,
that is so tragic, Cam.
Because everybody knew what they tasted like except for you.
Bruh, everybody knew what they tasted like, and how the way because I don't like hard cookies, like hard stale cookies. Like, it's not my thing. Anybody who like hard cookies, you got a problem. Seek help. You know what I'm saying?
Seek help. Come see me in my office.
No, exactly. 2 psychology majors right here. You feel me? Anyways, yeah, I'm just like, all right, bro. Like, these cookies about to hit, and if I eat them all, I will personally bake everybody. No, I ain't gonna bake everybody, because at this rate, India, like, when she, like, I don't know what India did to them. Those cookies smell so good, and when the lady came out, hit my hand, there was no coming back from that. I lost all trust. And at first I thought India lost all trust with me, because I was like, India, I know you're not mad at me. I'm trying to plead my case to you. I'm trying to tell you what happened. But at the end of the night, Clemson lost, of course, and then Indy was like, I was like, Indy, I would do nothing to sabotage your cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, Indy, this show baking skills.
Right.
So yeah, it was January 8th, I want to say 9th. It was traumatic.
Remember the date?
No way you remember the day.
It was a Monday night.
I'm gonna go find the picture.
It was a Monday night, 2020.
I'm gonna find the picture.
Did we take any pictures that night?
Yes, we have that one. I have that one where y'all are all sitting up on the couch, or where everybody's like sitting up on the couch. I remember it. I remember
that. Yeah. Nah,
that
Shynece.
I wasn't in attendance.
Nah, Shynece, I ain't gonna lie. Like, if COVID did not happen, I genuinely think that freshman year. Freshman year was already a movie, but COVID ruined so much, bro.
It did. We were about to get so lit.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
remember exactly where I was when I got that message, like, y'all are going home. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, what do you mean back to my parents' house?
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, I wish we could relive that freshman year.
See,
That
I got
first
that message
semester.
when I was at Gordon, and it was the Friday we were going on spring break anyway,
Yeah,
and they said, "Don't come back." I said, "Oh,
yeah,
okay,"
yeah.
because one of the first cases was on our campus, so
Oh,
they were like,
really?
"Don't come back." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, you don't gotta worry about me. You do not gotta worry about me. You can just email me."
Kim, this is so random. Sorry, before we finish up, I just
No,
really,
no.
really, really want to hear your opinion on this. How do you feel about Miles Bridges?
Ooh. Oh.
It just like it's so random because I still has a
I'm
parlay
gonna.
on him, so we're discussing it. But
Yeah.
I just not even like I forgot what he said at the beginning of the season, but he was just kind
He
of like,
he had an interview. He had an
yeah,
interview, right? And he talked
yep,
about, I know I've lost some trust, but
hmm
hopefully, we start winning. We can get this back on track. Um, I have a whole problem with that because the fact that you elude the loss or you hope that you can regain your trust by getting wins and being in the win column from the incidents that took place less than a year ago. I have a problem with that. I have a
yeah,
problem with Charlotte still allowing him to play. Um, any man that lays a finger on a woman, uh, no go,
and I
no
think
go.
what frustrates me the most about the Hornets is they did all this to bring him back, and they plan on trading him next season. So
Yeah,
it's like you could have let him sit in timeout a little bit longer.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I need to go back and refresh myself on the situation. But what I know in general, uh, with him being a part of multiple incidents surrounding domestic violence in the NBA, I don't, nah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Uh, all like all jokes aside, it's not even the fact that you know you it's not even the fact that you did it. It's the fact that it's on camera. I
Yeah.
believe I
Mm,
believe it's on camera. It's on camera, right?
It's on camera, but
Yeah.
like he just somebody would
And
have
you
found out.
yeah. And the thing is nobody's questioning his basketball uh his basketball prowess. And a whole
yeah.
reason why you don't see a lot of these sports networks talking about it is because they don't have all the facts. And if you are speaking on something for which things are wrong, you can get sued. And that's not necessarily now. If anybody, y'all watch First Take, Stephen A. If Stephen A. had all the facts, oh yeah, similar
Right.
to Josh Giddey, he would rip into these dudes in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Josh
saying?
Giddey.
And listen,
What did
I
Josh
pray to
do?
God that what happened with obviously they're investigating and things of that nature, but I pray to God that what's going on now with Josh Giddey, I hope it's not true. I pray to God it's not true because I actually like watching him play, and I think he's a cool dude. But
Right.
with Miles Bridges, you winning meaningless basketball games, and yes, these are meaningless because you all the Charlotte Hornets. You're not going to the playoffs. You're probably not even going to the play-in like y'all do, like y'all lose every single year to the Atlanta Hawks. Anyways,
Yeah.
this isn't even about what you do on the court. You're
Yeah.
Miles Bridges, and
Yeah.
You're done. You're
obviously
just done.
we're people are human and they're prone to make mistakes, but dude, like you laying your hand on your child's mother, no go. I don't respect that at all. And
Period.
that's not only coming from I'm not a fan. I don't even say I like watching him play, but I'm not a fan. But being having grown up around men who value women, You know, just and I'm speaking on my family, like my mom and my dad. Like anytime I see a man hit a woman or in the wrong way,
Over with.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
I
bye.
just wanted your opinion. It's very controversial. Some people think, he deserved to come back and finish up his career. Some people think he should have been done. So I was just curious. Just
If
curious.
if I'm gonna be real, like, I mean, it's bigger than basketball. And one thing that really, really ticked me off about that press conference is when he felt that if he wins, he's going to get, he's going to like
Financial
regain the trust of many people. No,
Yeah.
and I hope you do regain trust, but it's not going to be through basketball. We're not
Yeah.
talking about your athletic ability. We know you can contribute. We know you can get 15 and 8 a night. We know you are a great power forward, small forward to help LaMelo Ball, especially when it comes to transitional defense and getting back on the offense. But
Exactly.
dude, you
You have to do a little more.
you exactly.
Like you
You gonna have
said,
to do a
it's
little
not
bit
just
more.
about basketball. Yeah. Like you
You know
said,
what I
it's
mean?
not just, it's bigger than basketball. It's
Exactly.
what images the NBA putting out there, what's
Exactly.
acceptable and what's not. So,
Exactly. It's bigger
yeah.
than basketball. It's bigger than a championship. Dude, this is your reputation.
Yeah.
And
Good.
to put my Bible cap on, a good name is rather than to be chosen than great riches. Just
All
saying.
right.
You
Amen.
can have all the money in the world, but you can have a bad name. And my name means everything to me. It means everything to my family. And that's all I got to say about that. Cause bro, y'all know, y'all got it. So,
Yeah.
but
Period.
yeah, that hopefully that answers your question.
That answers my question for sure.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys, man, for wanting to be on here.
Of course.
You guys are more than welcome here on here at any time you want.
This was fun.
And
You're our
we'll
first podcast ever. So
Yeah,
like
this was so much fun. I really liked
you
it.
loved
know
it.
Yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Shynece, I'll reach out to you to get what your schedule's like so I can come and visit you and
Of
give you
course.
your graduation gift. Because you've excelled to the max. Things of that nature. So, but yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in. But yeah, if y'all need anything from me, only a phone call away.
If you got another mic and headphones set up so I look official next podcast, I'll take that.
Hey, as a matter of fact, hey, look, I actually tried to. I'm hooking up my parents,
Okay.
and my brother. So for
Nice.
Dad You're Wrong. So I'm gonna send you the link. Send you all both the link as to because I got these from Amazon. So
Nice.
Amazon does
Period.
this. Amazon is great. But yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in again.
Of
Have a
Thanks,
great.
course.
Cam. We're proud of you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm proud of you all as well. For those of you
Thanks.
that are possibly in attendance or in the Kennesaw area, please attend Miss Shynece Aldridge. Her graduation coming up. When's your graduation again?
December 12th at 3 p.m.
December 12th at 3:00
Friday.
p.m.
Four,
Please.
5 days.
Oh, at
5
4
p.m.
p.m.
No. What's today?
8. 4 days.
4 days.
Oh,
Math's
so
hard. Math's hard.
it's okay. No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Her graduation December 12th at 3 p.m. She deserves it. She's worked for it and she's earned it. She has her proud sister sitting right next to her. And on top of that, her parents and her family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. So if y'all are in the Kennesaw area, please go to the Kennesaw State University Convocation Center where her graduation will be held. That is all I have, ladies.
Awesome.
Y'all have any
Thanks for
questions? Y'all have any
having
comments?
us.
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
loved it.
Absolutely.
I'm good. I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna go watch this Grizzlies game
Celtics.
tonight. See what they
Yeah.
can do. Um, yeah.
Awesome. Ladies, ladies, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you all very soon. You all be safe. Have a great weekend. Stay safe.
Bye,
Thank you.
Cam.
You
Can we do
too.
this?
Bye, guys. Yeah, got you. Awesome.
Oh, I was trying to do that cool thing where you stop the video when my hand goes in like this.
Okay. I'm gonna do
Oh.
that right now.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Bye.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.